All right, let's do a little bit more of a deep dive into this America Fest, AmFest, Turning Point USA event happening in a very notable time, as I'm sure you can imagine, and very spectacular, wowing imagery. Lots of fire and sparkling and pyro, which some people, including me just previously in the show, I just find it a little bizarre. The imagery's a little strange, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just jealous. The time I walked on the stage for my event, there was smoke. There was some cool smoke, the smoke machine, but there wasn't pyro like this. But that's something a lot of people on the internet are taking note of. And then Erika Kirk did a shock interview with Nicki Minaj. I guess Nicki Minaj is MAGA now. None of this would have been on my 2025 bingo card. Nicki Minaj, or I guess you could have guessed this, but just watch what's about to happen. It gets wacky. Nicki Minaj is a pop star, rapper, really an icon. So it's a disappointment. While I was getting ready, because this happened, I knew we were going to talk about on the show, I was listening to some of her songs. And I'll be frank with you, she is being ridiculous here on this stage. I can't act like her songs are bad all of a sudden, though. I was listening to Starships, and I was the starship. You know that feeling? It's like whenever whenever Katy Perry says, do you ever feel like a paperback? And you're like, finally someone sees me. They see me. Similar here. Finally, I'm a starship. And I can't let go of that liberation she's gave me with those lyrics. And my anaconda don't. It doesn't ever, does my anaconda. And I think that we can't, I'm going to try to separate, what is it, the art from the artist with this, because what would I have done growing up if I couldn't have believed my anaconda doesn't? Unless you got buns, hun. Is that the lyric, I think? So here's Nicki Minaj coming out for this interview with Erika in front of the crowd, and it's quite the pomp and circumstance.
Please welcome Nicki Minaj.
I do think I'm going to have to mute it because that's going to get copyrighted. But here, ready? Boo, ba doo, boo, boo, ba doo, boo, baby, super bass. There she is. Very exciting. A lot of pyro, sparklers, lights. It's just a festive time going on at AmFest. Then she salutes for some reason. We don't exactly have word on why she was doing that. But then this is the part that went viral, okay? And I still can't figure it out. I can't even figure out what she thought she was saying. She calls JD Vance the assassin and then goes silent and is very uncomfortable by what she just said. While you watch it, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button. 50% of the people who've watched in the last 7 days are not subscribed. If that's you, I see you. Please do click the subscribe button. Here's Nicki Minaj.
And what do you think about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did.
Someone yells, "We know what you meant." Do you? Do you know what she meant? Because I don't. What is that? Is that a complimentary phrase? Like you're an assassin, you're a fighter, you're a killer.
What the hell happened to JD?
What the hell happened to Nicki Minaj? That's the soundbite we need. What is an anaconda? I know what it is. What is it in that song? Is it like a...
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Well, she's saying hers
one.
doesn't. I thought they don't like whenever women used to have penises. my anaconda's artificial. My anaconda's artificial. Stop. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do other than make Nicki Minaj song puns? That's like the only option here. So let's watch this part again. Watch her realize, what was she trying to say? First of all, pull back up Trump if you would. This is who she's describing as dashing and handsome. Okay. And a role model for young men. Do we need to get started with that, Nicki? We just earlier talked about the Epstein cover-up, and let's not forget he was found liable in a civil trial for sexually abusing a woman. But I guess this is who our role model should be. And JD Vance, who she describes as an assassin. I feel like I'm missing something.
It's our vice president. Models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord, and words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you...
Yeah, I heard her talking about Christianity and Erika Kirk saying she has a heart of the Lord. I remember, I think actually what we missed, Jaden, was that song is inspired by the Bible. So let's read what it's about. When Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Cardi B was on that song? Oh, but now they're fighting each other. They don't like each other. In the sampled song Anaconda, it says, My anaconda don't. She's using anaconda as a slang term for a large penis, meaning her partner's large penis doesn't want women who are skinny or lack curves, unless you got buns, hun, is cited, celebrating big butts and curvy figures in response to songs that follow. Yeah, okay. I mean, I remember that in John, in the book of John, a reference to that, you know? And why do you think Noah's Ark was so large? I mean, clearly there was something going on there. Yeah, I think I stand by that. That was good. That was fine. That was good. All right. So for some reason, Erika's saying she loves Nicki Minaj. I didn't know about this deep friendship. Okay.
Say what you want to say, because I know your heart. I do not judge that.
Sister. Thank you. For boys, be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. There's nothing wrong with being a boy.
Yeah! Yes! Finally, someone said it. What is she doing there? What is she doing there? I was really struggling with my identity, and then I went to this conference where Nicholas Minaj told me that being a boy is okay. And I thought, yeah, it is. I thought, yeah, it was. And so there's that. I don't know what she meant. An assassin? The assassin. I guess she was using it like, but then she realized, obviously, that's a crazy thing to say sitting next to Erika Kirk, which is why she then stopped. But very strange imagery. I try not to clip it. I showed you Erika saying that because she was worried people would clip it. I played you the full part. Now we move on to this. More life advice with Nicki.
You had some fun words for Governor Newsom. I have to read these tweets because they're amazing and they are so funny. Okay, first one. We'll do this one. Unless you want to read it in your own voice. I think it'd be really great. Okay.
Oh, Gavi Poo, it only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. It'll make you happier than this race that you will not win. Enjoy life. Peace.
Okay. One more.
Why not? Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Haha, not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Not Gav. The Gav nots. Gav not in. Gav out. Send in the next guy. I'm bored.
So I'm just going to let you riff.
Am I on drugs right now? What's happening? I feel like I'm losing my mind. What is happening? And in the background, while she's reading the posts, they have creepy images of horror movie dolls. Look at this. There's just a spooky face behind. And I saw that a MAGA account was like, oh, wait, no, it was Tyler Boyer, said Nicki Minaj buried Gavin Newsom's 2028 campaign and it's not even 2026 yet. LMAO. I'm sure that's going to be what takes Gavin down. And she says, not Gav in, Gav out. Hey, she's always been a lyricist. So I see how kind of the wheels are turning there with the wordplay, but interesting.
Not in, Gav out.
Yeah.
Send in the next guy. I'm bored.
So I'm just going to let you riff. Like, I want you to say whatever you want to say to Mr. Newsom.
Dear Newscom, we don't have a problem cleaning up the scum if we have to. Please tread lightly. That's what I would say to Gavy Poo.
At least they're having fun. Now, the context of when this event is happening makes this level of glee a little confusing to me. But who am I to say anything? Who knows? Interesting note, Nicki Minaj previously identified herself as once an illegal immigrant. I came to this country, she said, as an illegal immigrant. I can't imagine the horror of being in a strange place and having my parents stripped away from me at the age of 5. This was criticizing Trump during his first term. This is so scary to me. Please stop this. Can you try to imagine the terror and panic these kids feel right now, not knowing if their parents are dead or alive, if they'll ever see them again? And you had her at a Polestar Live 2020 conference saying she was not going to jump on the Trump bandwagon. Oops. Whoopsie.
How the turntables.
That's right. But we have more. We have more. Just as a little Christmas present for you.
So why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you? Yeah.
What was the turning point? Well, I just got tired of being...
Oh, turning point. I wasn't listening. I didn't know why everyone laughed. Turning point, USA.
pushed around. Yeah.
Who is Nicki Minaj being pushed around by? She has one of the most loyal fan bases, and from my understanding was just doing her thing. Who's she being pushed around by?
Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again.
Amen.
You know what's so funny? If this exact event were happening and instead of Erika Kirk, it were some liberal and they had Nicki Minaj saying this exact type of stuff, right-wingers would be clipping it saying this is so cringe. This is why the liberals are out of touch. They think having pop stars endorsing their candidates means anything to the real Americans, hard-working in the heartland. They're so out of touch. Megan Thee Stallion shaking it on stage at a Kamala rally, out of touch, right? That was their whole message. But the second one kind of likes MAGA. They're like, yes, please, we love it. And then also, I just want to say, because a lot of times when Taylor Swift or who else recently, Sabrina Carpenter, come out liberal, the right-wing reaction is shut up, stick to music, no one's going to like you anymore. This is so divisive. Why would you say that? Just do your craft instead of wading into politics. Not me. I don't think that's the take. I'm perfectly fine for her to speak about politics. It's nice to now know that this is what's going on in her private life. This is her belief system. And that's fine. You can speak about whatever you do, politics, and then people can judge you for it. Then this.
With us. And the reason why that also holds true sentiment-wise is because I know that you are getting a lot of backlash from your own industry. What is your reaction to that?
I didn't notice.
Amen. I feel the same way. When people are like, what do you think about them? I'm like, I don't think about them.
Bingo. We don't even think about them.
We don't have time to. We're too busy building, right?
Yeah, we're the cool kids.
Okay.
The other people, they're the ones who are still just disgruntled, but really they're just disgruntled with themselves. They
Sorry, none of this is even worthwhile. I'm just finding it so fascinating. I'll just read you this one other quote. She said, recently in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? And that was a very... I saw JD Vance posted, Nicki Minaj said something really profound on stage at AmFest that really struck me. And it's like, okay, maybe there are fringe people out there who convey the idea she's arguing against. But this is the problem. Maybe I'm missing something, but as someone, I've kind of had fading blue eyes now. They used to be more distinctly blue. But at one point in my life, I was blonde hair and blue eyed. I missed that whole saga where we were being told you can't be proud of how you look while honoring the way other people look. You can't respect yourselves while also respecting other people who look differently than you. But this is something they're very caught up with. Even Vance coming out and saying that you can now be proud. You don't have to apologize for being white, I guess was the quote, because of Trump.
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
Woo! So powerful. Hey, what's up with energy prices? What's up with our household electricity bills? While Trump is, look at this, suspending all large offshore wind farms under construction, threatening thousands of jobs and cheaper energy, while tons of energy that was set to go online is not going to anymore, which is going to worsen energy costs for people. But you don't have to apologize for being white, which I didn't know we were doing. I really did not know we were doing. Okay. Then we move on to something else. There was a student that Erika was saying is continuing the legacy of Charlie Kirk, and sometimes you just gotta play clips like this because it was a big verbal whoopsie. With love, whoopsie.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Hey, I get it. People misspeak. bad. Sorry. I just saw these are the moments going viral. Don't blame me. That's brutal. That's brutal. Why don't they have Brylan Hollyhand up there? I thought he was supposed to be the guy. Okay, then you have Vance entering on stage. I'll mute again for copyright. Here is him going up, high-fiving Erika, and a light little tap this time. Because, of course, they went very viral for a hug, kind of a dumb news cycle. And so this one, they had a much more stranger-esque welcoming to each other. He went on stage. We can look at some of the speech moments from him. We saw the one about not apologizing for being white, which is apparently a big epidemic. Then you have this.
President Trump did not build the greatest...
Guys, wait, one more time. I don't care about what random people say on TikTok. One more time. In the same phase, they say that we were that the Democratic Party stood for apologizing for being white, being ashamed for being white. We elected who? This guy. Joe Biden.
It's Joe Biden.
How can the same voter base that is apparently so racist against white people elect Biden?
We finally beat Medicare.
How do you square those ideas? I don't care about, some random person said, don't care. We elected Joe Biden. You can't invent problems that then you say you solved, like how apparently we weren't allowed to say Merry Christmas under Biden and now we are, and then pat yourself on the back while you're not actually solving real problems.
President Trump did not build the greatest coalition in politics by running his supporters through endless, self-defeating purity tests. He says, "Make America great again," because every American is invited. We don't care if you're white or black, rich or poor, young or old, rural or urban, controversial or a little bit boring, or somewhere in between. People of every faith come to our banner because they know that the America First movement...
So this is him addressing the infighting around should someone like Nick Fuentes be a part of the MAGA movement, and there's a lot of clashing going on around that, or should we care about young Republican texts where they're leaders of these different Republican organizations saying that they admire Hitler or they want to send people to gas chambers, and he's weighing in saying we did not build this movement by endless litmus tests, essentially going, even if you're really controversial, you're welcome in the movement. It kind of feels like that's the thing he's addressing because that's the big MAGA discourse right now. What's interesting is, aside from me believing what is my movement for if it's so wide, the umbrella is so, not the umbrella, I always say that, the tent is so big that it includes people who believe things completely contrary to my worldview. So that's a part of it. Oh, weird that you see yourself even in the same general category as some of those people. But the second part is, Trump had crazy litmus tests all the time. If you don't perfectly say every single statement in a way that's loyal to Trump, you get branded a rhino and they hate you and they call you a Democrat and they say that you're a traitor. Marjorie Greene just pushed Trump on the Epstein files. Now she's a traitor and she's a liberal and she's not a part of MAGA. Actually, you're wrong too. It's not true that he's been all inclusive. His whole brand has been, if you're not exactly in line with me, you're a rhino, you're a fraud, and you need to get out. Marjorie being the most recent example of that. Mike Johnson came on stage. You know what's so funny about that is that no one likes him, even in the audience. Like there wasn't much getting people going.
Everything, as has been said here, everything is on the line in the midterms of 2026, and we have much more to do. But if we lose the House majority, the radical left, as you've already heard, is going to impeach President Trump. They're going to create absolute chaos. We cannot let that happen. And
just the state of the right wing right now is not a state that wants to hear much about make sure that Congressional District 3 in the state of blah, blah, blah goes red, because then we can make sure that they don't bring investigations into the Republican. Then you had the TPUSA straw poll they always do to see who the crowd favors for president in the upcoming election, and JD Vance won by a very large margin. He was at 82. Oh, wait, what? What am I looking at? Oh, that was the year before. This is annoying. Apparently, the margin was even larger than Trump won. Yeah, here we go. 84.2% JD Vance got. And then Trump back in 2024 only got 82.6%. So they're saying JD Vance is even more supported among the TPUSA attendees than Trump was back before he got the Republican nomination in 2024. And that's good I think that's good for us. There's no way JD Vance is going to be able to separate himself from the Trump administration, and the Trump administration is going to be so unpopular. So if Republicans nominate him, I do think that's good news. Then I guess sometime around when this event was happening, Erika Kirk gave another interview to Fox News and said this about her clash with Candace Owens and her meeting that we covered.
Did you feel like you have common ground? You have some common ground with Candace? I mean, you both want to honor Charlie's legacy, it seems. I mean, you both say that you want to know exactly what happened. Do you feel like there was some common meeting of the minds there?
I'm not going to speak on her behalf, but what I do know is that my COO and myself, when we walked into that meeting, we were very intentional with why we were there, provided what we wanted to provide to show context and also to show we have nothing to hide, never will have anything to hide. And you just let the Lord do the rest. But I'm not going to sit and judge how anyone interpreted anything outside of myself. So I pray for her, I pray for her family, and let the Lord handle the rest. We're building. I don't have time for the noise. I said my piece.
If you happen to be a Candace fan, you could interpret that in kind of this. I've now had to watch, in preparation for the show, too much Candace. And so now I'm like hearing how she would respond to a clip. Let the Lord handle me? Oh, I see. Oh, you pray for... How's your family doing, by the way? That's what she's saying. Oh, you're praying for our health and safety? Oh, I see. Let the Lord judge Candace after I kill her, is what she would say that Erika's saying. And then also the question was kind of funny because the interviewer, Shannon, says, was there any common ground? Which is like, what would the common ground be? Yeah, you know, Candace kept saying that me and my organization are covering up my husband's murder. And I kind of thought, no, not fully that, but like 20%. We found a little common ground on that. No on that, but like maybe the planes, maybe the Egyptian planes I am with. So that, I don't know how long that's going to go on. It feels like it's not going to go away. And now Candace is kind of already back to, after their meeting, being full enemies with Erika. So all of this, none of it could I have predicted, including Alex Jones, conspiracy theorist in chief.
It was the deep state 100%.
Is now calling Candace Owens a little too much of a conspiracy theorist. He's like, wait a minute. This is my job, Candace.
As most of you that pay attention know, I am not the internet police. I don't infight. I don't try to focus on what other people are theorizing about or doing. I try to focus on what I'm doing. And so it's with a heavy heart that I am forced to put out another report, either tonight or tomorrow morning. We're adding a lot of information right now, a lot more research, dealing with Candace Owens. Just as soon as the whole Egyptian plane thing gets debunked with all the facts, now she's moved to something else, and I'm really worried about her. I'm worried about her and her mind, and I'm also worried about the country and where this is going. It's good to question Charlie Kirk's assassination. I have big questions. We know Cash Patel covered up an investigation into accomplices. I broke that. I'm up before it hit the mainstream news. So I'm not saying don't question. But her latest source and what she's done, implicating the U.S. military and all this other stuff, is just so damaging. When you go investigate it, it's so crazy. And
I just don't know how Alex can do that just seems far-fetched. Like, that's what I say, right? Nah, seems far-fetched. I'm not seeing the evidence for the grand conspiracy. I don't know how Alex can say that. He's down with every far-fetched theory there's ever been. This is it, though, for him. And I think a little bit of it genuinely could be, hey, Candace, you're stepping on my toes. This is my thing. I'm supposed to break that story before the mainstream news jumps on it. And then, to show you just how bonkers this world is getting, you had Nicki Minaj at the MAGA AmFest event saying JD Vance the assassin, Erika Kirk loves Nicki Minaj, Candace Owens accused in turning point of covering up the murder of Erika Kirk's husband. Erika Kirk's calling out Candace. Alex is on Erika's team, and all that's happening. Meanwhile, Sean Ryan, who was like a MAGA guy, is having an interview, a pretty comfy interview with Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, man. Big fan.
I can't believe you're a fan.
Why?
I don't know. It's wild to me that you're a fan. Yeah, man. I'm finding, I pretty much interviewed almost everybody that's on the Trump admin now.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I think people people got maybe the wrong impression of me that I agree with everything that side of the aisle says, and I don't. But we did.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you in trouble. I got the exact opposite impression.
Right.
None of this even makes sense in my brain. Hunter, it's probably going to be an interesting interview. They addressed the cocaine in the White House. Lord help us.
I was the addict, degenerate son of the former vice president of the United States, and I was fair game in the world. In the cubby hole, in the West Wing. On what planet am I walking in off of West Exec Avenue with my own Secret Service detail, stopping by the cubby before you go into the Situation Room, and deciding that I'm going to put a baggie of...
Yeah, obviously he did not do that. That doesn't make any sense. But... But John Ryan's fans were not happy about this interview at all. I saw the comments like, why do you have this guy on? Oh, look at this.
Are you familiar with Polymarket? They actually did a thing on this. They only give Dan a 9% chance that he actually sues me.
I think you won already. I know that you didn't enter this with the intention of winning anything.
The funny thing is, Hunter, I invited him on the show.
Okay, so they're just hanging out, just a couple of bros. You never could have guessed it. Then finally, Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't need to play it for you, but he condemned the part of his movement of MAGA that is saying being an American is more about your heritage than your dedication to ideals and your status as a citizen. And instead it is about, essentially, are you white? Is your heritage white and from America for a long time? Who knows where they get to draw the line, though, of course. But that's kind of what he references. And he's like, that's un-American. True. Vivek's right. But it's so fascinating seeing some of these MAGA figures who enabled this movement, apologized for its extremism, now going, wait, now that you're turning your sights on me, because a lot of people in MAGA don't like Vivek for like one reason. And it's not because he looks like Jimmy Neutron, okay? he so does, though. But
fact check, true.
But it's because of his ethnicity and his religion. And so then he's way too late in the game trying to go, hey, whoa, being an American is not just about if your grandparents were white people who lived here. You put this up. Look at this. And switch back. And switch back. And switch back. I mean, hey, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy indeed. Moving on to something different.